Bitcoin has just broken over $52,000 US with an expected altcoin run, with some of the top performers being Cardano, Solana, and Avalanche. And as a part of today's video, I want to break down all the builders here within the Cardano ecosystem, which I personally think will push Cardano to a new all-time high for 2025. What's up, Beta Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name is Fareed. As a part of today's video, I've got a jam-packed Cardano-based update for you guys here in the community. Now, because there's so much information to cover, I'm not going to be able to do a deep dive on every single topic. But as always, I'll go ahead and leave the links to everything down below. First and foremost, I want to kick off with the fact that Bitcoin has just broken over $52,000 US. The last time that we were at this particular range was all the way back around the December timeline of 2021. There's also been more adoption of Cardano within the crypto markets, which I want to also highlight as a part of today's brief update. We also just have the release of the State of Cardano quarterly report being released by Messari. I'll have a full dedicated dive through or deep dive into that particular update here, so stay tuned and make sure to turn on your bell notifications for any additional videos that roll out here on the channel. Now, we've also got Levvy Finance, which continues to grow and build silently within the DeFi lending and borrowing protocol space. So I want to go ahead and give them their much deserved due diligence and just a shout out as to what they're building. We also got some updates coming in here from World Mobile. I've also got an anticipated meeting with Mickey Watkins, so please make sure to leave your comments down below when it comes to that. Following that, we've got updates from ADA Markets, CNFT.io. We've also got some updates from Messari in the progression of their ERC20 based smart contracts, or the adoption of the account model here on Cardano. We've also got some updates coming in from Iagon, Muesliswap, Cornucopias, and Sundaeswaap. So as I mentioned, this will be a jam-packed update. As always, if you guys do enjoy updates like these, breaking down all the news going on here in Cardano, please make sure to go ahead and smash that like. If you'd like to take it a step further, consider delegating to the official Dapp Central stake pool. And as a brief reminder, between epochs number 451 all the way through 493, if you do delegate to the Dapp Central stake pool, which I'll leave the link to it down below, not only will you earn your traditional ADA rewards, you're also going to earn the Messari governance token, which is for a decentralized protocol or decentralized index protocol aiming to launch here within 2024 here on Cardano. So with that said, let's jump into the first portion for today's video, highlighting the recent price action that we've seen with Bitcoin. As it stands right now, Bitcoin is trading at $51,426, but we've been on a huge uptrend dating all the way back to early October. So if I take a look here just at the very recent uptrend, which again began back in October all the way till now, that's an increase of over 214%. Taking a look at following altcoins, for example, like Cardano, taking a look from around the same time all the way to where we stand at about now, we have an increase of over 130%. Now, if we take a look on the more zoomed in time frames, we can see that Cardano has yet to actually break past its recent all-time high, which was set at around 67 cents. However, as Bitcoin dominance continues to rise, we can see that Bitcoin has broken above that $48,000 or $49,000 range, which is where we saw Bitcoin top out with a huge reversal or a huge reversal wick with the release of the Bitcoin spot ETF. So we now have an additional reversal, which kicked off around January 23rd after that initial sell-off from 49,000, with a new push to a brand new all-time high for the year of 2024, which again is $52,000. So I wanted to kick things off there with that. With respect to just institutional adoption for Cardano, we have an interesting chart being released here by Peter, who's a pretty well-known figure within the community, just kind of showing the institutional community adopting and just buying more Cardano as obviously the price continues to trend up and as we get ready for a bull market. So as it stands right now, we have, let's see here, a total amount of over 70 million assets under management in terms of US dollars in the month of February. So I want to highlight this as well. Not only are we getting more retail investors jumping back into crypto, we're also seeing an uptick in institutionals, or in institutional platforms, I should say, buying more Cardano as well. Now, this is an increase of, let's see here, $11 million from our previous reading. And so again, we're seeing this moving up and to the right. Jumping over next, I want to briefly touch on the State of Cardano Q4 for 2023 report, which was just released by Messari. So one of the key highlights here is just the fact that Cardano TVL has increased 166% quarter over quarter and a whopping 693% year over year. And we now have Cardano's TVL ranking increasing from 34th overall all the way to number 11. So hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of hope out there. Yes, Cardano has been taking a lot longer than other networks, but we have not had any outages, issues, hacks, or any hard forks that present a brand new blockchain. So these are just some of the key features that Cardano brings here to the table. And again, I'll be breaking down this entire Messari report in a dedicated video. But if you guys want to get access to it now, I'll go ahead and leave the link to that down below. So that's just the beginning here for today's video. Next, I want to highlight a recent tweet that just came out from Levvy Finance. If you guys are not familiar with Levvy, they're a lending and borrowing protocol tapping into not only the NFT market, but also the traditional fungible token market as well. So if you hold an NFT and you want to borrow against that, you can utilize something like Levvy. If you want to provide liquidity, you can also do that in order to earn interest from people borrowing your liquidity. But then proportionally, if you want to go ahead and provide regular fungible tokens, you can also go ahead and do that and earn passively that way as well. Now, I do want to be fair that these things do include risk, just like with everything else in DeFi. So keep in mind that if somebody purposely does not pay back their loan or they default on their loan, that you will be stuck holding the collateral. So make sure that the collateral that you're earning or that you're taking from these different trades on these protocols are worth it, or that they're more valuable than what you're actually providing to the borrower. Now, what I want to highlight here is the fact that the ADA lending market, right, by market share between October 23rd to January 24th has been led or dominated by Levvy Finance. This is different than the TVL or total value locked. So let me go ahead and just kind of blow this up there, where we can see the fact that Levvy has had over 50% of the trading volume compared to 25% of the trading volume held by Liquid, 18% held by LendFi, and then 5.7% held by Fluid. Now, I think one of the things that is holding back the Levvy protocol is the fact that it is built by the Ape Society, which initially launched as a NFT protocol or as an NFT project before focusing on delivering things like their Sana or their custom node to submit transactions to the Cardano network, including things like Levvy Finance as well. Now, just to quickly add here with respect to the Ape Society project, they have introduced SIP68 support, where you're now able to take your traditional Ape Society NFT and you can now swap out all of the different metadata pieces or all the different aspects or traits associated with your ape. So make sure to go ahead and check that out. But I wanted to highlight the fact here that Levvy has been actually dominating. I think one of the things that has contributed to that is the fact that they offer fixed rates. So on their protocol, they dictate, number one, which obviously projects are supported, which tokens can be borrowed or lent. But then on top of that, they dictate the specific time periods to simplify the matchmaking process and to provide the most beneficial offer to borrowers. Jumping over, I want to talk next about World Mobile. So this team continues to deploy air nodes. We now have an additional 6 air nodes being deployed in Zanzibar, bringing the total just shy of about 1,400 air nodes deployed. This is a week where I should be having a sit down with Clover Nodes and Rob from the Trek Stake Pool to dive into all the details surrounding World Mobile. Moving right along, we have the release of the Scan for Points leaderboard. So if you guys missed this particular feature, I have highlighted it before in previous videos. I do also have a video breaking down the actual global app. So check that out for more information surrounding everything that it holds or entails. But one feature is what they call scan for points. This will allow for anybody who holds the global app the ability to scan a particular region and to provide data to the World Mobile team to allow for them to assess whether or not they have the potential to deploy things such as air nodes or even some of their aero stats in a particular area to provide them with coverage. Now, not only are you providing the World Mobile team with information and precious data, in return, you earn what they call points. So the leaderboard is now keeping track of the people that utilize scan for points the most. And I believe that they'll actually be rewarded with points that they can actually spend on the actual global application, whether that's redeeming them for additional gift cards or for third-party services. So again, definitely make sure to check this out. I do want to reiterate that the team is working on releasing this for iPhone or for Apple. Right now, it's only available for Android, but they have not forgotten about that community. In closing about World Mobile, I will be sitting down with Mickey Watkins, their founder. So if you guys have any questions that you guys would like for me to post to Mickey Watkins surrounding their op-in or Operation Aeronode rollout, surrounding just their aerostats. They've been teasing out a brand new location. So I'm actually interested in asking them about that, where we could potentially see the second aerostat being launched for this platform, or just anything else surrounding the entire World Mobile program, then please make sure to leave a comment down below. The interview will be upcoming in the next couple of days, so I should have time to begin just kind of polling questions here from the general community. That will do it there for updates surrounding World Mobile. As always, if you guys do enjoy updates like these, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me surrounding Bitcoin, Cardano, Levvy Finance, World Mobile, or any of the other projects I'll be discussing as a part of today's video, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. Next, we're jumping into updates surrounding ADA Markets. So ADA Markets is the second DEX aggregator, or one of the first few DEX aggregators, I should say, to launch here on Cardano. Obviously, we have Muesliswap, which has their own DEX aggregator. We've also got the DEX Hunter protocol, which is one of the fastest growing aggregators here on Cardano. Nonetheless, we have a new entrant into the market, and they're now available to the general public. So you can access their platform by heading over to ADA Markets, or ada.markets. I'll leave the link to that down below. It states here that they're a one-stop platform to give you easy access to trading on Cardano with an algo, or an algorithm that works out the best swap route for you and can also split your orders across multiple DEXs when required. Scrolling down, we have 7 DEXs that are connected to the platform with over 500 liquidity pools, and you only have to submit one transaction for your swap, and that can be routed, as they mentioned earlier, to any of those 7 connected DEXs. So again, this breaks down the fact that they're connected to Minswap. They're also connected to Sundaeswaap, Spectrum Finance, Muesliswap, Wing Riders, and Vi Finance. One thing to note here is that these are technically AMM style protocols. I would love to see integration of order book style DEXs, for example, those like Genius Yield or even Axo. That said, that will do it here for this particular update. I did jump over to the actual app. So if you do open that up, you have the ability to connect your wallet. Right now they support, I believe, let's see here, it is Nami, Eternal, and Lace. You have the ability to view your prior orders here on this page when your wallet is connected. Jumping back over and looking at the top right hand side here, we have the current Cardano chain load, followed by different denominations for fiat. So if you're within the United States, you might find that viewing prices in the US dollar is much easier to understand than the Great British Pound or the Euro. Very similarly here, we have the option to set whether or not we want to use a market order, which is filled very quickly, but may not necessarily provide the best price, versus utilizing a limit order, which may not be executed immediately, but will get you a guaranteed or a better price option. Last but not least, we have a DCA feature, or a dollar cost average feature, which allows for you to place a single order or multiple orders that are executed over a long or extended period of time. Other than that, we have some interesting features here. You can definitely double check the slippage, the nodes, or the DEXs that you want to go ahead and actually utilize when utilizing the platform. interesting feature that I really like here is the fact that you can actually choose which protocols use Plutus V2 or V2 smart contracts, which are much more efficient, therefore potentially making your swaps much faster as well. So you have an option to toggle between V2 supported platforms on the ADA Markets protocol. That will do it there for that particular platform. Next, I want to talk about a platform that had shut down within the NFT market space. So this is cnft.io. They were one of the first ever marketplaces for trading NFTs here on Cardano during the first ever NFT bull run that took place beginning back in November of 2021. Now, unfortunately, due to a lack of funding, they did have to close down. However, we had multiple listings still actually up because people were just not aware of the fact that they would be closing their doors. So what they now have done is, as promised, they've brought a platform called cnftredeem.io, which allows for you to basically redeem or unlist any NFTs that may have been locked in smart contracts at the time that they decommissioned the front end for cnft.io. So again, this allows for you to delist any NFTs that were previously held up in smart contracts. Heading over to the actual website, it does state that this will work for 99% of the NFTs, but I assume you could reach out to the team directly if you have an NFT that is still unredeemable with this brand new website. So as you guys can see here, pretty bare bones. You have the ability to connect your Nami, Eternal, Jira Wallet, NuFi, or Lace Wallet. And when you do that, you can actually go ahead and view any listings associated with those specific wallets. Moving along next, I want to jump into some updates surrounding the ERC20 based smart contract developed by Michele from Harmonic Labs, as well as Matteo from Fluid Tokens. So he states here, USDC on Cardano update. Our programmable token standard that supports USDC or just any sort of account-based model token is now ready for Cardano, and it's now called or dubbed SIP number 113. So Fluid Tokens is going to be running a preliminary bit of research with the Intersect team, the organization basically aiming to decentralize and guide Cardano's governance future forward, in order to make sure that before we actually get the adoption of USDC on Cardano, that we have the proper data to show whether or not this will be beneficial for the community. Jumping over in support of SIP number 113, we have Cardano Scan, which states that they've also extended their support for SIP 113 on their platform, which essentially allows ERC20-like tokens on Cardano. Again, a platform like Cardano Scan is a blockchain explorer, obviously focusing on Cardano native tokens initially. But with this brand new SIP standard, it would make sense for them to also support those assets that utilize SIP number 113. Next, I want to talk about Iagon, which now has a brand new update for their CLI or their command line interface, as well as their GUI or their graphical user interface. So this was released on February 12th, where with their CLI, we have a brand new restart command, and they've also added support for Linux and Windows OS. They've also implemented some bug fixes, added more logging, and provided more node stability updates. With respect to their GUI or their graphical user interface, they've added a feature to re-register a node using an authorization key, and they've also made very similar bug fixes. Jumping over to this next tab, we have the fact that the Iagon team will be verifying their DSM or their, let me just make sure I get this correctly, it's their disk manager or their disk station manager package via Synology. So it states here, our DSM package is ready to be verified by Synology. This process might take a little bit of time, but Synology devices are unofficially supported by Friday. In closing, it states that the package software will only be released when Synology has officially verified the package. Now, I'm still doing a little bit of research to understand the actual importance of this particular upgrade, but it states here that DSM, or the Disk Station Manager, is a Linux-based operating system used on Synology NAS. I assume that that's their proprietary platform. Now, its intuitive web interface allows for you to easily and effortlessly manage your digital assets, which of course is the mission and driving force behind Iagon, a decentralized storage protocol building here leveraging Cardano. Next, we have a brand new update surrounding the roadmap for the DAO, or Decentralized Autonomous Organization, for Muesliswap. So moving forward, we can expect for them to be focusing on the development of their DAO smart contracts, their DAO governance interface, some of the backend infrastructure related to the DAO, as well as a DAO operated batcher bot or batcher bots, multiple, with also the focus on the DAO treasury management, and then an upcoming testnet. If you guys are not aware, the team did roll out governance a couple of months back with some initial votes surrounding the adoption or the integration or shift over to the MILK token as a divisible token moving forward, given the fact that the initial launch of the MILK token was for an indivisible version of the asset. Moving over next, we have updates surrounding Cornucopias. So unfortunately, the team did have an advisor wallet, which was compromised. They haven't announced exactly who that particular advisor is, but they do reassure the community that the team wallets have not been compromised, neither has the treasury wallet. So this appears to just be a particular user that had advisor tokens, which obviously they did have quite a bit. Those tokens or that wallet was compromised, and those tokens were immediately sold on the open market, creating a lot of sell pressure, which the token has yet to recover from. So an unfortunate note there, but a quick reminder as to why security is so important within the space, especially when you're in such a visible position, such as being an advisor for a particular project. Now, jumping over to the official Cornucopias Discord, I do want to end this here on a positive note. We have the Cornucopias team finally minting their first ever NFT for their file note sale, taking place on the Base network, which is built on Optimism by the Coinbase centralized exchange. So it states here, miracles do happen. We were able to resolve some minor issues after my previous message, and we've now successfully minted our first ever node on Base. One awesome feature to keep in mind here is the fact that the team does have their own NFT marketplace already launched. And so in order to actually get access to the ETH nodes, you can still head over to the same exact marketplace, which is nft.cornucopias.io. Jumping over into the very last update, I just sat down with Pi Laningham from Sundaeswaap for over 2 hours to talk about so many things with Sundaeswaap. They just had the release of their V3 version of the protocol, but we're able to talk about Plutus V2 versus Plutus V3. We talked about their code audit, margin trading, collaborations with other protocols, their regulated and permission DeFi Project Catalyst proposal, as well as Gummy Worm, their scaling solution, marketing and growth tactics, and then all the brand new features coming out as a part of Sundaeswaap V3. So it states here on the release, or with respect to the release of their Sundaeswaap V3 white paper, this is basically their gift to the Cardano community, and they have a link to it left down below. Jumping over to the actual platform or to the actual document, we have so much information here surrounding different order types, which include the famously known swaps, deposits, withdrawals, donate swaps or donate transactions or donate order types, as well as Oracle, and strategy. It talks about executing different strategies. Again, just so many different things, sorting, algorithms. For anybody who's just technically minded, this is definitely a document that you want to go ahead and check out. That will do it here for today's video. Again, a jam-packed update. I had to run through that because there's just so much going on here. I've got a ton of content to push out, so I had to jam all these into one video. And as always, if you guys do appreciate updates like these, covering all the builders here in Cardano, I would really, really appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. Not only does it help me and the channel out, it also helps to get this content out to the greater masses who should be learning more and being inducted into the Cardano community. That said, and as always, if you want more content like this, consider subscribing to Dapp Central. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me, please make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.